Welcome to His and Hers podcast. This is where clarity, growth, and culture come together. I'm your host, Ashley, and I'm here with my brother.
Alan, and thank you for joining us. Let's get to it. A lot of
Thank you for
men
spending time.
let a lot of things slide for the betterment of the relationship, right?
Mm,
If he sees value in his woman, and if he see a future with her, he's willing to let a lot of small things slide,
yep.
unspoken of.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, I feel like a lot of women I did idolize what they see on social media and TV. I had an ex girlfriend get mad at me because her Valentine's Day didn't look like the Valentine's Day on social media. Oh, I ain't get all the you ain't get no hotel, there ain't no rose petals out there, you ain't get me no BMW. I'm like, bro, that is a fantasy. That's not what reality is. And we ultimately broke up shortly after that. So it seems like a fight to just bring women to reality. Like this what you see on TV is probably staged, or they had that shit planned for years, and they just gave it to you on this day. That is not what everyday life look like.
Okay. So, my rebuttal to that is women also date men in their project stage, in their potential stage. So it's a bit unfair to say that women are delusional in the sense of what they want out of a relationship when they're willing to date you out of potential.
Okay, but men never reach their full potential. They always growing. They always
Exactly.
doing. They always building. So it's
Exactly.
always potential.
Right. So is it safe to say that men and women, if they are interested in the other party, can set aside those small things out of the potential?
I think it's a lot. It's innate for us, and it could be a challenge for y'all. This is my personal experience. It's just it comes easy. Okay, soon as I get home, she gonna want this hour conversation. I'ma try. I'ma get to her, but I really just want to go lay down and watch TV. But I have to hear about what's going on in her life, and she don't want no solutions. She just want me to listen. So if I come up with a solution so that this problem won't happen again, that's also a problem.
I think that this conversation is lacking a bit of accountability
Mm-hmm.
on your part.
Okay, talk to me now. Talk to me.
Um, because I understand that you're speaking from a place of experience. Um, the issue is I also have a place of experience, and I don't know. Yes, women can want to talk to you after work, especially if they don't talk to you while you're at work. So if they,
You want to talk
if
to me while I'm currently working?
there are women that need to have that conversation throughout the day.
While I'm okay. All right. Let me shut up and hear.
If she is giving you, if she's a woman who likes to talk and has given you the opportunity to have your work day, and now you're coming home and she hasn't talked to you all day, why do you think that is a compromise rather than why do you think that's a compromise on your end rather than just it being I'm contributing now to the development of my relationship? Because you were at work all day, right? She didn't bother
Developing a
you.
relationship, bringing home.
You I'm coming.
Okay.
You were at work all day. She didn't bother you while you were at work.
Mm-hmm.
You come home and you just want to go to sleep. In that aspect, when is the relationship developing if she doesn't talk to you and you
Now
don't
I
talk
get
to
that. I get that.
her?
I understand. There needs to be a time that we connect. I
Hmm.
understand that. I understand that. But it doesn't have to be as soon as I hit the door. That's all I'm asking. Can I can I relax for an hour? Can I decompress? There's a lot of things that I'm not saying to you that I had to deal with that I'm just want to get off of me right now. And
And how is she supposed to know that if you aren't telling her that?
this is true. This is true. Okay. This is true.
So,
I have no rebuttal for that.
so my other thing is that then you get women who don't want to talk to you when you get home, and then you have, and
Yeah.
particularly what I've seen in those types of situations is that the people, like, people are always matching up with their opposite. So you have a person that doesn't want to talk, you have a person that does want to talk, whether that be male, female, female, male, right? I am the person in the relationship that doesn't want to have a conversation for hours. I don't. Um, and for a while there, we didn't talk a whole lot. We say what we needed to say. We existed around each other, and that was okay. But at a time, there was a break. There was a time I was sitting up in bed and I had fell under all of the things that I have been dealing with that I wasn't discussing because I'm the person that will deal with my situation on my own, find my solution, and then I'll tell you about the solution. This is what I did to resolve the issue. I sat up in the middle of the night, couldn't go to sleep, and I was just crying in the bed. He didn't even say anything. He just sat up with me and rubbed my back. And in the silence, I understood that I was taken care of. Like, we didn't have to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. The point in which I'm trying to make here is that I think everybody, man and woman, comes in their own format. If we are not open, if you're not open to accepting things the way a person can initially give them to you and then identifying later like, hey, this is how, or having those conversations of, I can see what you're trying to do, but it's not registering how you expect it to register. I
Mm-hmm.
need this. If you're not able to have those conversations with those people, then you're going to stay in the same circle of nonsense and thinking, and then developing a projection upon a whole entire species of people because you're not able to identify where you're lacking.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly I understand that there is a level of accountability toward. I'm just speaking on my experience. Uh, I needed to grow up and understand that there is other aspects of relationship outside of just being together. There's an aspect of growing together. There's an aspect of having similar like-minded goals and things of that nature, and you only can reach those through conversation and being connected. I understand that. It's
Yeah.
just I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. This is I can't receive you right now. I need this decompression time, whatever it is. Give me. I'm not saying shut her out for the whole afternoon or shut her out for the whole evening, but can we talk over dinner, or can you give me an hour and then I can give you my undivided attention and I can be open to hearing what you're saying. I just feel like it's being forced upon me. Well, it was being forced upon me in this situation, and I just was. If I say something about it, it's going to be an argument. If I don't give her the undivided, it's going to be a situation as well. So it's just like I'm in this trick bag of I can't give you what you need right now, and you don't want to allow me the time to give you what you need. I just have to deal with it. Now you're adding another stressor on me on this day. It's just I feel like it's like you said, it's a give and a take. I understand we need to connect,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not available at this moment when you want it, and it
And
can't
you
be a
have
problem
grown,
if I push it an hour.
and you have grown to be able to now communicate that to your partners, right?
I've grown a lot for sure, but
Are you able to communicate your
oh yeah,
needs
we talk.
to?
We good.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah, we
right.
talk.
If
It's
you're able to
just
communicate what you
and
need from your
ooh,
person,
on
then
this joint, I don't like having the same conversation more than once. If we talked about it, we found a solution. That's what it is.
what if that solution doesn't work anymore?
Then we talk about it. But if
Mm-hmm.
before we even try the solution and you want to have hash out another conversation, that sends me to the moon. I'm like, yo, we just talked about this last week. We ain't even implemented what we discussed already. We don't know if that's gonna work or not. But you want to rehash the conversation all over again. This was a 2-3 hour conversation. I don't want to
Okay.
do that.
After you get out of your own way, can you is it safe to say if you're having the same conversation that something either feels unsafe or unclear for the other party, and which is why she would like to talk about it again?
Unsafe. If I give you all the clarity that I have, there's nothing more to me to give. I can't ease your concerns if the situation is unknown. If I gave you all that I could give, we have to try something. We already discussed what that something is. Let's
Right.
try that first before we get to poo pooing the plan we had. Oh, this ain't gonna work because of this, that, and the third. Like you don't know that because we haven't tried. You just you you want it to be perfect,
Yeah, I
and
can.
nothing's perfect. It's like we gonna try the situation. If it don't work out, we gonna pivot. We gonna try something else. Us sitting down and wasting another 2 days talking about the same situation when no new information has presented itself is futile. Is
So no new questions are being asked during these new conversations, like new questions about situations that could potentially happen and what the direction is if those potential situations arise. So nothing new is being discussed or asked or questioned.
new questions can certainly be asked, but the
Hmm.
information that we have is the information that we have.
The reason I
There's
say that is
there's
because
no new answers to be had. Is what I'm saying.
the
You
reason I ask if there's new questions is because sometimes what I have experienced is that the whole picture doesn't get processed during the plan making. So women have the ability to foresee. So foresee things that aren't typically thought about during plan making. So, for example, if plan A is to move across, if plan A is to move from Nebraska to Texas, the plan is to move from Nebraska to Texas. We got our movers, we got the truck, we got the boxes, everything is packed. That's the end of the conversation, right? We're
well,
moving to
no, you got to
Texas.
know what you're doing when you get in Texas. It job market, and
Well,
things
yeah,
like that.
all of that is taken care of.
Okay,
All of the job is in place. That we are talking strictly just about the move to Texas.
okay.
You need your truck, the box, and the movers, right? To move to Texas. What is not accounted for is um do we have enough gas money to make that trip? What happens if this tire pops on the road? who are you we able to are we able to drive the full 12 hours, or do we need to make stops? If we are going to make stops, how frequently are we going to make stops? Who are our passengers? Do we need to accommodate said passengers? Like, those are things that don't get put into, I don't think those minor things get put into perspective when we're talking about developing a plan with two people.
And we also had, in early on in our relationship, had this argument about travel. Because we was going from Nebraska to DC. I was like, the rental car's been paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to DC.
Mm-hmm.
That was the plan. I made this trip 100 times. I know the
Yep.
route.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to know if we're gonna stop, if we're gonna get a hotel, where we're gonna eat. I'm like, did you talk to them before we came in? I'm like, I already told them I'm coming on this day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I gotta keep telling them the same information. I'm coming. If I don't get there that night, I'll be there that morning. My plan is to never to stop. If I need a little rest period, I'm gonna go to a rest stop, crash for an hour or two, and get up and get back to the road. It's not. There's no. And she got so mad at me
Yeah.
about uh the the small details. I'm like, the details, we can deal with them as they come. I have enough money for any incidentals. I'm not worried about that. I'm not. The plan is not to stop. I'm not counting on getting no hotel. The plan is to drive all the way through until I can't and I need to take a nap, and I take an hour nap and then get up and continue to drive.
Was she traveling with you?
Yes.
Okay, then that's really selfish.
How's that selfish?
Because that's like, okay, so you're okay with sleeping at a rest stop for an hour. What is she gonna do at the rest stop while you're asleep?
Sleeping with me.
Okay, I'm not comfortable sleeping in a car in the public, at a rest stop, at a truck stop.
Now she never said that. Now if she would have told me that, then I would have altered my planning.
I think, and then accountability again, right, on behalf of women, is that not a lot of us know how to say what we're feeling, right? We feel it, the feelings are legitimate. And I think in that particular situation, I'm going to play devil's advocate. She had every right to be mad about the situation. I just don't think that the words to be able to articulate why she was upset about the situation came through in a manner in which you could understand. I wouldn't want to sleep at a truck stop for an hour, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I wouldn't want to do it. And then I also get that traveling with mom is a whole different ball game than traveling with my husband. Mama she got medical stuff going on. There's more frequent stops. There's elevation to her legs. There's fluid getting to that. Like, she got swole up getting to Texas.
I
And we had to
understand that.
stop a lot more often. Like, the 12-hour drive turned into 15, 16 hours, and then you get tired, and then we hit traffic. Like, there was so many things in the details of the plan that were not accounted for, which made the travel even more stressful
Like
because
what details? Because my for me, I do this. This is what I do.
mhm,
I get in the
that as a
car.
career.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I get in the car with the mindset of not stopping. And if something forced me to stop, then I pivot. But my
Have you ever traveled with anybody else who does not drive for a living?
she was the first one that wasn't inside my truck. It was like
Mm-hmm.
my truck, is a bed in the back, and if yeah, you can just go lay down, and I can handle this.
Again, I think you are in your own way with that particular sentiment because you are looking at it from a perspective of a truck driver. Like, you drive for a living. I can see you saying I can make that round. I can see when Brandon says he's gonna make that round. I'm not doing that. Like, I don't drive for a
But
living. I don't.
it's my charge that I gotta be able to read your mind and read subliminals. All you telling
No.
me is, did you account for this and that and the third? I'm like, that is minor details to the major goal. I will deal with that. That's just like trying to plan out, to me. That's planning out where I'm gonna get gas. I'm gonna get gas where the hell I get gas at on the way. That's not that's not no. I need to plan that before I start this trip. Nah, I'm gonna stop and get gas when I need gas. And by the look on your face, you want to know the exact gas station we're going to get fuel. I'm like, that's not important.
No, I don't know. I don't need to know the exact, but if I'm traveling as a woman, I need to know where I'm going to stop because am I going to stop in the nighttime? Am I going to stop at a truck stop? Am I going to stop at a place that is well lit? Or am I going to end up stopping at a gas station that's the only gas station for the next 200 miles? Like, I need to know.
Right, but you're not traveling by yourself, and I don't share those same. I
No,
got you.
in my particular situation, I was not traveling by myself, but I was traveling with my niece and my mother, and my husband was in a different car. So I was the responsible party of the
And
community that I had in
and
my
I
car.
understand women have a different set of worries when it comes to being in the world. I can admit to that. But when you
Yes.
traveling with your partner, I'm not gonna let nothing happen to you. I understand. Matter of fact, I understand men's
But you sleep for
tendencies.
an hour at the truck stop. So
Yes, and I know nothing's gonna happen to you. I know that for a fact.
how do you know that?
Cause I know that for a fact. I know that you're not an easy target. I can put it that way. I know that for a fact. And if she would have articulated that she wasn't comfortable at a rest stop, the argument would have died there because I'm not going to force you to do something you're not comfortable with.
Right.
But also, the argument got so heated that if she would have brought that up within the argument, it wouldn't have been heard because it got too far. She was questioning my judgment and questioning if I was competent or and shit like that. So
Oh,
now
well, yeah.
my ego is involved. I'm like,
Thank you for
I
spending
get
time
it.
with us tonight. If this conversation has added value, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, comment, and share it with someone who appreciates elevated dialogue. Until next time, stay intentional.